the weather and how it affects our lives. And we've now got a flood warning in effect in addition to everything else. Bill, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
It's good to have you with us here today. Conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Hey, Bill, we're getting ice here. Of course, all of this was expected. Could you give us a timeline of what's happened so far and what you anticipate?
Yes, the forecast unfolded about as we expected. It got a little bit below freezing a little later than expected, so that helped people drive home yesterday. Certainly wasn't a pretty drive home with all that heavy rain. And like you mentioned, the flood warnings in effect as well from all the rain we saw. And then those temperatures slipped below freezing not long after midnight. We're well below freezing now in the 20s, dealing with some freezing drizzle, freezing rain, some sleet. There's some snowflakes not too far to our west as well. That will probably move in this morning. So still a very tricky travel situation out there this morning. If you have to go into work or school, be very careful the next couple of hours.
I left the house at just after midnight today to come in, and the roads were just wet. We're getting rain. My wife came in within this last half hour. She said it's still very manageable on the roadways, and people are doing the right thing. They're being smart. But as you look outside right now, we got the rain, we got some ice on top of that. Now we've got that crunchy stuff on top of that, a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice. As you said, it's much anticipated, but it's also a great load for our storm sewers and our drainages, and so that's why we've got so much flooding happening around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like some creeks and streams, other low-lying areas are flooding, and have been for a couple of hours now. We saw between an inch and a half of rain over the last 24-plus hours, and, there's not going to be much dry weather for the next few hours as well, so not expecting that to recede. And with all the standing water and the temperatures having been below freezing now for a couple of hours, we'll continue to see ice form. So again, while the main roads may still be wet, secondary roads, sidewalks, they're going to become slippery here pretty quickly this morning.
Yeah, we noticed that on our brick sidewalks here in downtown Indiana. And the snow melt contributes to all of this too, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That's another big reason we saw the flooding between an inch and a half of rain and the melting snow that we saw. That all combined to run off into the creeks, streams, and low-lying areas. And that will probably be an issue through the day today, probably getting a little better over the weekend as we dry out.
As we think about timeline then, are we looking at like mid to late morning that the precipitation should at least slow down and maybe stop, and then we'll be able to manage this a little bit better?
I think so, yeah. Mid to late morning. It may flurry this afternoon and tonight, but it won't amount to too much. It does look like we are probably going to see maybe a light accumulation of snow here at the very end of this storm later this morning through midday. So a coating, maybe an inch, especially west of Indiana. And it looks like, again, flaking into tonight as well. Temperatures teens tonight with wind chills near zero. So very cold and slippery roads remain a concern into tonight.
Now, Saturday and Sunday, we should see some sunshine. That'll help.
We should, yeah. So tomorrow the clouds break for sun. It doesn't really help warm us up temperature-wise, that sunshine. We make it to 20, but it feels colder than that. We're in the single digits, near zero probably tomorrow night and Sunday morning. And then we're back above freezing Sunday with a high of 35. So we're really improving by the end of the week again.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill Deger, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We've got a little bit to wait out here, and if people just stay cautious, they'll get to where they need to go, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and have a good weekend.
You too. There's Bill Deger from Accuweather joining us this morning here on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.